Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Rachel Ray and today I am doing another WIPNCHAT. WIPNCHAT stands for Work in Progress in Chat, and today my current WIP, the one I have with me, is Halloween Cat. I don't know if you can see it through the washi tape. This is a Puppy Gator diamond painting from Diamond Art Club, and we're very close. I only have these 2 rows left to go. I just finished the last section over here before filming so that we can, just get right into the good stuff, which is the news section. How are you all doing? I hope you're well. I hope that the glare isn't too much. I know there's a lot over here. There's nothing I can do about it. I am currently filming in my brother-in-law's house. We will talk about that. But I'm not in the restaurant today. I am in the house. So that's nice. Let's see if I can rid this nicely. It might be easier if I do this and then gently pull apart. Yeah, that was a little easier. And I'll slide that back down. And voila, perfect. So, yes, I am upstairs in my brother-in-law's house, and we are working on this painting, which I am so eager to finish. I really am. I would like to see this done as soon as possible, because I'd like to get started on a winter diamond painting. Technically, I guess it's still kind of fall, but everyone's moved on to winter themed stuff. And speaking of winter themed stuff, Winter with DAC this year is happening on Facebook, and it's just a DP along. So if you want to join us, join the Facebook group and answer those questions. The link will be down below, or you can find it on the community tab here on my YouTube channel. It's going very well. It's very fun. So let's see. In the last week, we have been here for a little over a week now, and we really struggled last week with, especially a few days in, struggling with feeling like we were being a burden or burdensome to my brother-in-law and his wife. They have a 1-year-old, our niece, and it's a lot different to be staying with someone with a child, a very young child, and I wanted to make sure, be certain that us being here isn't interfering with them too much. Their schedule, their lifestyle. We are beyond grateful for being, invited to stay. We just don't want to be in their hair. And they reassured us that that's not the case. And this is what family does when you have a crisis and things don't go according to plan. You should feel like you can lean on family, and I am really grateful for that. I'm still trying to fight the feelings that I have left over from childhood. A lot of you will probably relate to this. How many of you watching this were bedroom kids? When I was growing up, it was very important that I stay in my bedroom most of the day. If it's a weekend or I get home from school and I go straight to my bedroom, do my homework, come out for dinner, and go back into my bedroom. That was the way it was. I've seen a lot of videos online of people my age who have kids now, and their kids, they as parents, when they were children, these people posting the videos, had the same experience as me, where, we were just expected to give adults their space. You know, the living spaces, the kitchen, the dining room, the living room were adult spaces, and your bedroom was the safest place to be. And that's where you were expected to be when you weren't responsible for, you know, a certain gathering like dinner. Or maybe your parents did homework with you at the dining table or something like that. Once I hit a certain age, that was not the case. So it's very awkward for me to feel comfortable in someone else's home, in their living spaces, just being a person. Like, I feel like I almost have to perform if I'm in a living space, because I was not allowed to relax in living spaces. Remember when I was staying, you know, helping my grandmother when my grandfather was passing away, and then later on staying with my dad when my grandmother was passing away. And it was, how do I put this? When my grandmother was still here and living, it felt very odd to be in the living room, but I knew that I had to be. I wanted to be with her, you know, but I couldn't shake that feeling like, oh, I should be watching my own TV shows in my room. I should be making any communication should be happening in my bedroom. And I do remember we had a conversation about texting and them feeling uncomfortable with texting in front of them. So if you were sitting on the couch in the same room and you're on your phone talking to someone, they considered it to be rude to them. As if the text message or the communication with someone else through your phone was interrupting this moment. So I didn't feel comfortable. I suppose the word is performing. It felt like performing. I know that they classified it as spending time together, but I couldn't relax. And so I do struggle with that. I struggle with relaxing in the way that I want to. So for instance, for me, that is like cross-stitching, for example. In my own home, when I am winding down for the night, if I'm in a cross-stitching mood, I will cross-stitch. Maybe I'll watch a show or something like that. And just, relax. And that is okay. That's perfectly acceptable. I am not being rude. I'm just enjoying a hobby. I am together with family, but I am not ignoring or intentionally being rude. So yeah, this is stuff that I'm working through at the minute, emotionally, psychologically, maybe because of my upbringing and the way that made me feel at that time, and trying to move past those feelings, especially because I was like I was always treated like a little kid. Even into adulthood. So I'm 38 and sometimes I still feel like a little kid. And that's just leftover from that kind of thing. Anyway, that is not why I came on here today to talk to you all. But that I'm moving past the weirdness on my own part. It's absolutely not the fault of my family members. The ones I'm staying with for sure. But yeah, little life lessons, little psychology. So yeah, I'm trying to enjoy it and make the most of it. Don't get opportunities like this to spend time with our family for this kind of length of time normally. And it is so fun watching my niece grow up. She is like, a sponge, and she is learning new things all the time, and supersonic speed. It's incredible watching her, just learning words every day, learning new gestures, new language every day. And she's even starting to learn how to walk and to get moving and get strong. So it is incredibly fun to bear witness to that, because even though we live right next door to each other, as you can expect, I'm a pretty private person. I like to make sure that I have the okay to enter someone's home before I do. I don't have an open door policy necessarily, and I know that might be shocking, but I really think that privacy is important, and that's just my boundary. I prefer to have a call or a text message to say that someone is coming instead of being surprised by it, because I have this fear of having someone come and see my house in an absolute state, like a really big mess. Because, again, left over from when I was a kid, everything had to be perfect. And my grandfather was in the military. He had very strict rules for how things should look and how clean everything should be. And it's not that I'm not a clean person, but I wouldn't necessarily call myself a really, really tidy person. Everything has a place, but sometimes that place is in the middle of the dining table for a couple days. And that, would I like to change that? Yes, absolutely. I would like to work on that. That is a thing that I can actively work on. But I don't like to be surprised. And I have a dog, and she can be a lot. She can be very loud and barky, and I like to prepare her for company as well, or at least get a place ready so that I can put her there for, a little while. But it's just, I think, a difference in generations as well. My husband's parents' generation, they are just used to dropping in whenever for a cup of tea. My generation is not. We don't really do that. Maybe that's not a great thing. When I want to drop in on my friends, I call them and say, hey, are you free? I'd love to spend some time with you. I'm in your area. Do you mind if we have a cup of tea together? If I do that, it's usually because something really big has happened or I need some advice. I don't do that very often. So, hang on a second. Yeah, and just like that, I think I'm interrupting. Bush, that wasn't anybody. So, I took a break and I ate a sandwich for lunch. It has been really nice being here overall, and I'm really, really enjoying the time that we're having together. We are still waiting to hear from the hospital for James's surgery. We believe that it will be this Friday that we hear from them, because it is the end of the time frame that they gave us when they first rang and said, so your heart surgery is next week. You need to come in. And we were like, what? So they said 6 to 8 weeks. So we, they said between 2 and 8 weeks. And this week is 8 weeks. And on one hand, it will be a relief if it happens, because it's something that we've been dreading. But, you know, it's a necessary thing and it needs to be done. And I think that James has had the time to sit with it and just come to terms with the fact that he's having this surgery, and he is glad to be getting it a preemptive bypass so that he doesn't have to suffer a heart attack in order to get it fixed. But it is scary all the same. And yeah, as far as the house goes, we've had a lot of trouble, and it wouldn't be a home renovation project without hitting a snag. And our snag is that, well, without getting into too much detail, the plumber couldn't come to do his work for a variety of reasons, and we are in the midst of sorting that out, and it's taking a lot longer than we expected. So that's kind of a bummer, because it means that we'll be out of the house way longer than we expected to be. We were hoping to move back in this week. Yeah. That was a little bit pie in the sky, I suppose, but from when we spoke to everybody and got this sorted out, everything looked like it was going on track, but of course it didn't. We hope to have this sorted in the next week or two so that we can move back in. But, you know, by the time that it's done, James probably will have had surgery, and he'll be staying here anyway, more than likely, because our home is a renovation site and it doesn't have adequate heating, and he might be more likely to be prone to infection if he is in the house in the state that it's in right now, and we don't want that for him. So we're still going to have to be relying on people to help us during that time. And yeah, it's just trying to tackle those feelings of being a burden, and knowing that, you know, people are telling us that that is not the case, but just having to really fight those feelings and realize that we are safe, we are loved, we are supported, and it's okay to lean on people, especially in this kind of situation. So all of that is still the same, but that is really what's going on. I don't really want to talk about too many of the details here in a public space, because I don't want to put anybody on the spot. If someone were to see this, someone working on our home were to see this, I don't want them to feel any pressure. But if you want to know the true behind the scenes and the gritty daily details, I do have a vlog tier on my Patreon that you could check out, and I do update that every Friday with a weekly vlog, and you get to see and hear about every little thing. And I appreciate all my patrons that are supporting me, especially during this time, because things are a little bit weird, a little bit strange. But yeah, this is coming along, and I'm really happy that I can see the end of this project. I am diamond painting on this way quicker than I have on most of my projects this year, actually. Go figure. It does help that it is smaller. It's on the smaller side. It's like a 50 by 50, just a little bit over 50 by 50 centimeter. So that makes it so much quicker to do. Also, it's rounds. Rounds are bigger than squares, so there are less diamonds per picture, and that makes it super speedy as well. And I'm really, really loving it. Even with the colors aren't my favorite, but even with this palette, I love the picture and it is so sweet. For those of you who haven't joined me in a while and you're wondering where all the other videos that I normally do are, I've taken a little bit of a break because of all the stuff that's going on, and obviously I'm not in my house, so I don't have my office set up, my filming set up, and I'm just working with what we got here. There's no space for me to set one up either, and I do not want to take up more space than I already do, especially like right now. It's very high stress, kind of, we don't know what's happening day to day. So I just want to take it as it comes and just take this little kind of a little break. And I will be back hopefully soon, but I wanted to share the good news. I did check with the people that I interviewed with earlier this year. You might have heard me talk about that. Back in May, I had an interview for a job and I hadn't heard anything. I was starting to get a little bit worried because they placed me on this panel saying, oh, we'll contact you. Yeah, that's a bit misshapen. We won't put that one down. We'll contact you. You'll be on this panel. The lifetime of the panel is like 2 years, but we'll contact you and see you later, So I emailed them last week and just asked for an update on where I am on this panel now. After 6 months, and it turns out that I am now 4th on the list for an offer. And so that's super exciting. I was 17th and now I am 4th. So hopefully over the next couple of weeks, there will be some kind of push for these positions and hopefully I'll get one. I am applying for another one that is not county specific, but nationwide, just as a backup, because you never know. Sometimes you get really close to the finish line and then it doesn't happen, and I just want backup plans. So the application that I submitted for another job, the last one, I did not make the panel of interviews. However, they left it open-ended, which was great. So, if those interviews don't work out, then they will schedule an interview with me. But it was definitely we are not giving you an interview at this time, and I was kind of bummed about that. But it is a very highly sought after position, so I'm not surprised that that it went really, really quickly. So that's kind of out of my mind now, and I'm just going to keep applying and keep waiting to see if the job that I've already interviewed for comes available. And that would be a wonderful way to start the new year as well, with a new job. So I will keep you updated on that. But I have a feeling that I won't be uploading a WIPNCHAT for maybe another 2 weeks until we have returned from his surgery and gotten him squared away. I don't think that I will be posting any videos at all. So I do encourage you to watch older videos. I have lots of playlists with older videos, especially fun videos where I read things, or the series where James and I talk about the weird and wacky, which was really fun to film. I hope one day we'll be able to do those sorts of videos again. But yeah, in the meantime, I would love it if you would just, maybe if you have time and you want to watch some older videos, that would be wonderful. I'll try to link as many playlists as I can that I think you'll enjoy down below in the description. So you can check those out, especially if you've only just joined. I just passed my YouTube anniversary, so it would be, what is it now? 6 years from September of 2018 to now. So lots and lots of videos, but the ones that I'm most proud of are the ones where I collaborated with James, the ones where I did voiceovers, like reading stories, especially during the Christmas Day events that we were doing as a community. That was really fun to be involved in, getting involved with other creators and premiering, Christmas premieres where we would line up all of our videos. And I do have those links to those playlists as well on my channel, so you can see everybody's videos. And it was so much fun. It really was. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it for me today. I don't have anything else exciting to share with you. It's just kind of waiting for the ball to drop, but also trying to keep, also the light is really leaving now. Waiting for the call for the surgery, waiting for all of the stuff to happen with our home so that the pipes can be put in and we can move back in. Right now there's no water to the house, so there's electricity, but there's no water. So yeah, it's not possible. Can't do laundry, can't do dishes, can't eat, can't drink, nothing. So just a little while longer. It'll be worth it. I've talked to so many of my really close friends about this, and they're trying to tell us to keep our chins up and that it'll be so worth it when this is all done, and that is so true. I think that the temporary discomfort of everything, it can feel a bit overwhelming when you're in the midst of all of this, but in reality, it's just temporary. Even if it's for months, it's still temporary. And as long as we are here to enjoy it at the end, that's what matters, right? But yeah, if you are in a similar situation, especially when it comes to the medical stuff, just want to let you know that you're not alone. And I want to say a really special thank you to Alicia Resist Stitch on Instagram, who reached out to me, and we had a lovely conversation. She told me all the things that I needed to hear that gave me a lot of comfort regarding his recovery and all of that stuff. So thank you so much. And thank you for watching this video. I hope that you enjoyed spending some time with me. I hope that you'll continue to do so. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel. It is free. You can go and check out my social media. I am Rachel Ray Official on Instagram. I am no longer Rachel Ray Craft because that account is, well, it's technically still there, but I can't log into it. They won't let me log into it anymore. So if you've wondered where my posts are, it's Rachel Ray Official on Instagram, and it's Rachel Ray FB on Facebook. It's a long story. I got blocked. Not my doing. But anyway, go check those out. Check out the links down below. I'd love to see what you think of those videos, especially after all this time. And I hope that you're having a wonderful autumn, and I will check in with you again as soon as I can for another update. I hope that you take care and stay safe and happy crafting. Bye.